forward, and we'll be trusted advisors for our clients. We'll provide unique analytical tools and processes, and with our consulting services, we'll help our clients save energy and save money. So what does this client look like? Ideally, we have a client with a portfolio of buildings, perhaps something like Celestial Seasonings, a CEO who's really wanting to improve the bottom line, lower energy costs, and really go for sustainability initiatives. Do good for sustainability from a marketing perspective, but also for future generations. We understand that perhaps the CEO might be setting these targets for the company, but really our sales happens at different levels. And it could happen at the energy manager level, sustainability, program manager, etc. So we'll be targeting at all those levels. So the energy efficiency market is an exciting place to be right now. It's gotten a lot of attention. Buildings consume about 48% of U.S. energy consumption. This has cost implications, also greenhouse gas emissions, all these things that are gaining attention. There are a lot of market and government drivers attracting towards this industry right now. Federal regulation, for all federal agencies, they have to save 30% by 2015 over a 2005 baseline. So there's a lot of initiative going into that. There's also a lot of industry pressure. So the United States Green Building Council, perhaps you've heard of the LEED program. So a lot of people are getting on this bandwagon to save energy in their buildings. Rising energy costs is another big factor. Looking at the CEO of that company, that is one factor of looking at how can we improve our bottom line in ways that have high return on investment. And this is a great way to do that. So the services that we'll be offering as an energy consulting business, we'll have a variety to really tap into a wide range of customers. The first being a portfolio analysis utility screening. And this is really a low-cost get-started option. We'll look at a client's portfolio of buildings, help determine which buildings are using too much energy, where there's a lot of opportunity, and help set those goals. And this will be really more of a sales tool for us. It won't be a high-dollar item, but really help get started on that path. Really, the bulk of our initial revenue in our business model is coming from the energy audits and retro-commissioning. And just an example of what that might look like, if there was a 285,000 square foot building, services would be about in the $60,000 range. With the local utility program, Xcel Energy, which I have a lot of experience in, they have rebates, and for this particular example, of $25,000 rebate. Looking at the savings opportunity, it's a simple payback of 0.7 years. So that's a very clear value proposition for our clients to pursue these type of services. Moving into upgrade assistance, although we won't be selling products or actually doing the construction ourselves, we're going to stay with the client through those upgrades to make sure they're getting the upgrades that were recommended and verify the savings after. And that moves us into the fourth category of our services is ongoing monitoring, providing tools and services that help make sure that those savings were implemented, that the savings that we recommended were actually achieved, and also, again, a sales tool to have that reiterative cycle of consulting services for the next time they might be ready for an upgrade. So looking at the competitive landscape of what the industry looks like, it's a pretty complex industry. There's a lot of ways you can save energy in your buildings, and there's a lot of people trying to sell those different options. So we've kind of differentiated and categorized into a couple different segments. The blue bubbles up here are other energy consultants. EMC is the company that I work at currently. We also have a few in the red of more product-focused control systems, those types of options. So a big differentiator is on the y-axis of, as a consulting company, we can provide really customer-focused solutions. We can look at broad sustainability goals, really meet the client's needs for their buildings. The other options, they're going to be more selling a specific product, what they have to offer. On the other axis, how we really want to differentiate, especially from other consulting companies, is the analytical tools and processes. I've developed tools for Xcel Energy, led those teams, so really taking that past knowledge, and the goal is to eventually put that into software that can both increase the value to our customers and increase the value of our company as we move forward. I'll now turn it over to Adriana.
Okay, so as Celeste mentioned, there is a great opportunity in the energy management industry. It is a very well-known fact that the largest 5% of buildings consume over 50% of the energy here in the US, which is really brutal. Buildings larger than 50,000 square foot are a total number in the US, are 226,000 of them. 11,000 of them are in the Rocky Mountain region. In terms of the actual certifications, in addition to environmental awareness being a fact to drive this industry, there are several certifications that have been gaining traction over the years. Among those are the LEED existing building and the Energy Star certifications. Between 2008 and 2009, there was a 448% increase in applications for LEED EV and over 40% increase in applications for Energy Star around the US. In terms of our segmentation, we are basically targeting buildings that are located in the Denver metro area. More specifically, we're going to focus on those buildings that are larger than 50,000 square feet. There are, as I mentioned before, there are 11,000 of these buildings here in the US. And among those in Colorado, 30% of these buildings are office space, owner-occupied. 37% are government buildings, and 33% are a combination between the lodging category and the leased market. Our entry point will be the office occupied and the government buildings. As we go forward, hopefully within the year, we plan to also target the lodging category of 30%. There are three main reasons why we believe that these entry points are valuable. The number one is the utility incentives. When we talked on our interviews, as I will be mentioning later, when we talked to project managers of Excel, they mentioned that a very large percentage of their applications for incentives come from either the office category or the government category. As of 2009, Excel both increased the number of rebate programs available for business owners in Colorado. They also increase the rebate amounts that are given to people who apply, and they also enhance the list of appliances that qualify for mechanical upgrades and whatnot. In addition to that, there is a number of tax incentives available for commercial properties. Their tax deductions up to $1.80 per square foot for buildings that decide to go through a LEED certification process and can demonstrate that they can save up to 50% of energy in heating, cooling, and in lighting. In addition, our interviews demonstrate that, in general, commercial property managers as well as building owners are looking for ways to standardize their energy management processes. And they're looking for consultants that have solid technical knowledge in building systems, because their different buildings are very different, and they're looking for people who can come into a building and standardize the way they manage energy at the buildings. So now I'm going to walk you through our customer research. We basically, in addition to more than 30 industry research conducted, we conducted phone interviews with over 30 potential customers. These potential customers included building owners, commercial property managers, as well as facility managers. Out of our surveyed owners and or managers, 60% were in the office space and 40% were in the lodging space. 71% of the respondents mentioned the fact that they will choose a consultant based on references and on the previous experience of the consultant. 64% mentioned that they will use the utility representative to get references in regards to searching for a consultant. And this is of particular importance for us since Celeste have been working closely with Excel for the past 4 years. 80% of the respondents found that technical expertise and broad knowledge of building systems is critical when they select a consultant. In terms of the actual services desired, 47% within the year are going to go for a benchmarking service, 60% are going to go for an energy audit, 70% are going to undergo a rental commissioning process, and 30% are interested in an ongoing monitoring service. In terms of our sales strategy, we plan to use networking as one of our main avenues, since Celeste is very networked here in Colorado, and since we know that the real estate industry here is very cohesive, we think that this